Hi everyone, welcome back to Sci-Fi and Romantasy fans, and welcome back to Romancing the Sunday. Today we are talking about Off Campus, and today's going to be a little bit different because we're going to talk about the book versus the show. Spoiler warning, we're going to spoil the book and the show, so if you haven't watched the show or read the book, do that before you watch this video. Trigger warning, this book and the show involves the topic of SA.
There is also abuse that is covered in this as well. Those two topics are heavily covered in this book and show.
So if that is something you can't handle, we will see you in the next video. Lauren is non-spice, closed door. I write spice. I like spice. Okay, we differ in that.
The show does contain heavy spice elements, so a lot of fast forwarding and skipping for me there, both the show and the book.
I thought the spice in this book was terrible. I hated the way this was set up because I love, in stories with romance, the unexpected moments that capture the reader's attention, take the reader by surprise, and take the character by surprise. It does not even have to be sexual. It could be something like in a historical romance, where he takes her hand and helps her out of the carriage and they get too close as she hits the ground and their faces are a little too close and they're both shocked by how ooh, we're really attracted to each other. These little moments of nuance that happen unexpected between characters. That's what I live for in romance. And it can happen in a kiss scene, it can happen in a spice scene, it can happen organically in the book. This story had none of that. I've never read a romance novel that didn't have one single moment that was unexpected and took the characters or the reader by surprise. Every single encounter between Hannah and Garrett is talked about and planned out before it happens.
Whoa, easy.
If we're gonna be fake dating, there needs to be real kissing.
I just met you.
We should practice kissing. Then they kiss.
If we're gonna convince anyone that we're hooking up, you can't blush whenever I come near you.
You're very sure of yourself. What's wrong, Graham? You said we needed practice.
Will you have sex with me? Then they have sex. There isn't even a hand brushing moment between them that happens unexpectedly. Everything is overly talked about and calculated.
This is the part where I tell you all the things I want to do to you. Now, you can blush.
And the great thing about romance and falling in love and kissing and affection and sex, it is a natural biological drive that human beings crave. This book is let's talk about every ingredient in this meal before we eat it. You don't have to do that. You can just eat the food. You can just eat the food without talking about the ingredients. It's okay. You don't have to announce when you're going to the bathroom. Another natural biological function. You can just go. You don't have to plan out every aspect of kissing before you do it. You can just kiss.
I totally agree with you, right? So as you know, Pride and Prejudice, one of my favorite novels, and you talk about historical fiction, there was more sexual tension, more slow burn in that moment than in any part of this book. And so that's where I totally 100% agree with you. If you're going to get to, I think you said that one part where she's let's have sex. I mean, there was nothing. There was nothing leading up to it. It was all, let's just do this. Okay, let's do this, like a robot. It totally was missing that slow burn, that sexual tension before leading up to all of that.
There isn't a single bonding moment that happens naturally in this book. Everything is overscheduled and overplanned.
5 p.m. Tuesday.
Rehearsal, 7 a.m. Tuesday?
Practice.
Now, I will say in the show, they did a better job with it, them bonding over, there was an episode where they're both on the bed and they're bonding over her music, and, he can really tell that he's liking that. That was a little bit better. So I do think the show did a better job of creating some of the slow burn tension between them. But yeah, the book was, I think, a little bit of a miss there.
I don't understand the popularity of this novel. If you want no Spice Street, Lauren, if you want Spice Street, I said... Links in the description. All right.
We both have excellent slow burn tension, though. So regardless of whether your taste on either side of the aisle, you'll get that, which is what you did not get, I believe, in the off campus.
So what, I help you study and you play my fake boyfriend to get Justin's attention? Deal.
The fake, overused dating trope. I really don't like this trope. I know, Lauren, you like it more than me, and you've liked and enjoyed movies and stories more like this. I just feel like it's been done to death. Let's pretend to date to manipulate somebody else. Or let's pretend to date to manipulate and make someone else jealous, or manipulate our friends, or manipulate our family. And not only has it been done to death, it's been done better than it was handled in this book. It's been created in more interesting, compelling stories to me than I felt like it was done in this book. But I know you enjoy this trope over more than I do.
I do. And I loved like the wedding date, for example, where it was just, I mean, granted, I understand she was trying to make her ex jealous, but I also understand like not wanting to go to a wedding, and be looking pathetic and not having anybody. So I do love the fake dating trope, like, marriage of convenience, all of those. When you have a trope like this, where it is so commonly used, there's been so many movies, so many great books, you have to add something to it that give me something that we haven't seen before. I feel like I've read 20 of these same similar books. There wasn't a standout to it for me. And that made me not want to continue on with the series.
And my problem with it being done in this book is Hannah and Garrett are pretending to date to get Justin's attention. Justin in the books may have well been an inanimate object. That is how underdeveloped he was. We know nothing about him other than he's attractive and he's a football player. Hannah is a music major. So in the show, they changed him, and I think this was a great idea. They changed him to a musician. She's a musician. She would be naturally drawn to somebody who has a talent for music that she feels like is lacking in herself, which is why she is drawn to him in the show, which in the book he was a football player. This girl does not like sports. Her crush on him is completely shallow. Her crush on him in the book is based upon nothing other than the fact that he is hot. And that is it. That is the only reason why she likes him.
Also, the SA issue that goes on in this book also had to deal with somebody who was in sports. That's why she also has a bigger disdain for anything with sports. So it also felt a little unbelievable to me that here she be crushing over somebody who's like in sports. She's not going to his games. They're never doing anything together, not like charities or anything around school campus. There's nothing that would, like you said, bring these two together to make me believe they would have a chance other than the shallowness of he's the quarterback and he's hot, and yeah, I'm just obsessed with him.
And you know nothing about him other than he's hot. It just made Hannah in the book seem really vapid to me.
So I agree with you about making him a musician in the show was a much better plot point.
But then he was a terrible musician. That song, yellow, yellow, yellow.
I couldn't. I was like, please stop playing that song. I was dying. I'm like, oh my god, it's so bad.
Yellow rain? Like pink?
Oh my god, if he says yellow one more time, I'm gonna scream.
I'm not saying it's a bad song, or anything like that. All I'm saying is that you could get, a broom, say, and dip it in some brake fluid and put the other end up my arse and stick me on a trampoline in a moving lift, and I would write a better song on the wall.
Oh my god, Justin's here.
Be cool. Watch the player, not the puck, Wellesley.
After Garrett points out the fact that Justin is not going to like you unless you have a higher social standing, and Justin is not going to like you unless you have a boyfriend, I was like, well, fuck Justin. If this guy is this shallow, why would you even want him if he's that shallow?
And as soon as Garrett said that, that should have been an aha moment for her to be like, oh yeah, you're right, he does it, and move on.
And it just seemed like the writer didn't understand the college mentality as much. People on college campuses don't give a shit about that as much as high school. People on college campuses are adults. They're older. They don't usually care as much about their status and their popularity because college is hard. The classes are hard. College athletes, the amount of time and energy and dedication they have to devote to not only their studies, but the sport, they don't have time to be caught up in these gossipy bullshit things about who's dating who and who's popular. There isn't really any tension or conflict in the book at all, though. And none. The only conflict in the book is that Garrett might fail his ethics class and might not be able to be a hockey player. And in the book, there's the conflict of Hannah dealing with the trauma from her past throughout the whole book. I will give it that. But besides that, Hannah does not have any conflict in the book. And Garrett's conflict was such bullshit in this story because most universities will let you drop a class after the midterm. If you get to the point in the midterm and you're failing and you hate the class and you feel like it's not for you, just drop the fucking class. Every college and university, 99.9 of them will let you drop the class after the midterm. Problem solved. The conflict with the father. Yeah. And even the conflict with Hannah's trauma could have been handled so much better. The show did a much better job of introducing the father early on. The father and Garrett have like conversations in the show where they actually interact. The father in the book is like the Phantom of the Opera. He shows up to the games and watches from the box and then leaves. It doesn't say anything to his son. And we don't get to see him until like almost halfway through the book. But yeah, the complex relationship Garrett had with his father, and the fact that his father had been abusive, and the fact that Garrett is now putting up with the fact that everyone in the world loves his father, even his like teammates and his roommates all respect the father, and they, you know, he can't like open up to them about how abusive it was because everyone worships the father because he was this big hockey player. So the conflict in the show by putting the father in the actual story at the beginning was so much better than waiting like almost 2/3 of the way through the book to introduce the father as a character. The essay that Hannah experienced, I didn't really like the way the book handled it. I didn't like the way the book introduced it. The book just announced it in the narrative. Like, oh yeah, I was SA'd in high school. And then later on in the book, there's a scene where she sees her ex-boyfriend that she couldn't really connect with a new girl. And she gets really upset. It's that he didn't have good chemistry with me, and she feels damaged because of that. Why don't you take that scene and put it at the beginning of the book and introduce the fact that this happened to the main character in the beginning, and that's how you let the reader know that this happened to her. Yeah. Give us some drama. Give us something that builds pathos with this character. And
You're right, because it did a better job in the show. In the show, like she hears his voice or sees him or something, and you get that flashback, and then she almost has like a panic attack, and then that's how we come to learn of what happened. So 100% agree with you on that.
And in the book, the essay she dealt with in high school is only affecting her ability to have an orgasm now. That's it. In the show, it's blocking her creativity. It's affecting her ability to write lyrics and focus on her music. She can't open up to anyone sexually, but she also can't open up to anyone emotionally. And you see how it's affecting her relationship with her friends and how it's affecting her creativity. And the show did a much better job of exploring how that kind of attack, it affects all aspects of your life, not just that.
The breakup, I was so livid with the conflict in this. This is my biggest pet peeve between the book and the show here. I will say I do think the book did a little bit of a better job with the handling of the breakup. What I'll say to the show is they break up because he finds out that the guy he's going against in the hockey game is the one that sexually assaulted her.
I thought that the breakup in the show was completely forced. Like, he's like, I'm too violent, I can't be with you. And I was like, you didn't attack a vulnerable woman or child.
Or your significant other, even.
Yeah, you attacked a monster who had it coming. And the guy was pushing Garrett. Yeah. The guy was being horrible. I mean, hockey players are really aggressive with each other on the ice, and they say things. The guy was pushing Garrett's buttons about his dad, about his status. If someone is criticizing you and pushing your buttons and assaulting you verbally for like a good hour, and finally you snap and like, you know, push back, the guy had it coming. It wasn't like Garrett just snapped for no reason. I found the scene when the rapist got his ass pounded so rewarding. I don't care. I will admit that. I thought that was great. It's like finally this rich, spoiled, entitled brat who got away with that finally had. I hope he's permanently disfigured. Okay, I've got no sympathy for. I hope he's as ugly on the outside as he is on the inside after that attack, and it prevents other girls from getting like lured into his web. And so yeah, I could understand her being a little concerned about his level of violence. I could understand him being a little concerned about his level of violence. I could understand them like needing to have a conversation about it, but to actually break up over that was so forced.
He could also lose his scholarship over it. And that's why I was like, are you kidding me? Like, he could possibly lose his scholarship. He's going to have to face the music. This guy, like, goes to town for you when it's never been handled before. I mean, like, you've had your family, everyone's been dragged through the mud, and then he could possibly lose his scholarship, and you're just like, peace out, goodbye. Like, I don't want you fighting. Like, wow, way to be there through thick and thin, you know? I mean, it was such a terrible, I think, decision. Whereas in the book, it's more about the abusive father coming back and again trying to assert his dominance and basically telling her, I'll do this if you don't do this, right? And so I do think the book handled that better. And as I said, the only thing I think the book did better was why, you know, they had to break up. But again, even then, I felt like it was so forced. Like he even said it, like, if you could have just come talk to me and this would have all been settled. And I'm like, here we go. There's part of that miscommunication trope. Like, show two people working together to solve the problem. You could be mad at each other. You could say, I need a break from you for a second. I need to go calm down. But like, it just felt so like unnecessary and ridiculous. Them having to break up and then get back together 5 pages later.
This is the most absolutely unhinged plan, and I'm obsessed with it. Oh my God, wait, this is me!
I know you actually did not like Allie and Dean. I liked them in the show. I thought they had some really good chemistry. I know you... I knew this was coming. I actually like Dean's, not so much more Allie, but I actually like Dean's character. Maybe just the way he acted. I think he emoted really well. I did feel that they had a better chemistry than I thought Hannah and Garrett did.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I thought Allie. I think Allie was the most boring fictional character ever penned on paper.
Oh my God, wait, this is me! No!
She was like, I just want to fuck this guy, and now I want to go back to my boyfriend, and now I want to fuck this other guy.
I want to be in love.
This bitch is crazy.
Compared to Hannah, who was dealing with this horrible trauma and sexual assault, Allie's arc, I don't give a shit about you or your problems. You are so boring. She was vapid as a character.
This is me! No!
That is our review of Off Campus, and would we recommend it? I think that the show is average, and the book was awful.
There wasn't anything about this particular romance book that I haven't read before or anything that wasn't stand out. I wouldn't say, and I know you didn't finish it, I wouldn't say it was like terrible, but would this be a book that I would read over and over again? Absolutely not, no.
If you want no Spy Street lore, and if you want Spy Street Isis, links in the description. All right.
We both have excellent slow burn tension though. So regardless of whether your taste on either side of the aisle, you'll get that, which is what you did not get, I believe, in the Off Campus.
Please subscribe. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.